Hello, V. Macmillan too. Hello, Varian. How are you? I'm in here jamming my gospel. Let me turn it down a little bit. How's everybody doing on this Memorial Day? Good. Hey, Chris, ATL. Thanks for hopping on. I know a lot of people out there probably chilling on Memorial Day. Rima, Demi, thanks for joining. Thanks for the hearts. Relaxing, yes. I kind of look like a bomb today, y'all. Real laid back. Want to make sure I brought my my car chronicle. Let me reposition myself, y'all. I'm slumped down in my car. Hey, Joanna from the Virgin Islands. Thank you, girl. Listen, this short hair, we can just brush it on back and keep it moving. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Joanna. Thanks for the hearts, guys. I appreciate y'all jumping on in the middle of y'all Memorial Day. I told you I was gonna be back, whether it's a holiday or not. Hopped in my car, headed to the store. I said, let me do my car chronicle. HR quick tip. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm always kind of catering toward my entrepreneurs and my small business owners. But today, I decided to, and it's something a lot of people may not even know that I do. But before I do that, let me go ahead and introduce myself, because I tend to talk and you don't even know who's talking to you. So I'm Delmar Johns with Delmar Johns and Enterprise, and I am your chief HR brain with HR Brain for Hire, where I help you attract reliable people, increase your profits, and create simplified systems so you can enjoy your life and business again. Thanks for the flow of hearts, everybody. I appreciate it. So this one is my career edition. This is a career twist on this one, because I talk to people, and I actually do career development and career training and everything. I'm just more geared toward, a lot of times, a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners be asking me, with the career twist, be asking me questions about business. But I have a particular passion about people who are in career transition. And I say that because I've been through several career transitions, and most of you all know I'm also an educator. So I'm a parallelpreneur. I educate in the classroom, in the college classroom here. And then I also, provide my HR consulting and career transition coaching and consulting to individuals as well as small business owners. Passion for people in career transition, most definitely, particularly women, but men as well. We always attracted. I was talking about this the other day. We're always more attracted to our same gender, right? What subject do I teach? I'm part of the business faculty. I teach HR management. I teach organizational management. I teach principles of management, intro to business portfolio. So the gamut of the business courses that they have for the business faculty. There are a few business courses I don't teach, but I teach some of the main core ones that they go through for their associate degree at the career college that I teach on. And the reason why I thought about this career transition, because I'm really in one myself, because I've been on hiatus from teaching almost 2 months now. You know how colleges can go through transitions or whatever, and either their population goes down or the courses that they're teaching is not as available during certain parts of the year. So, and I've been doing it for about 3 years at this particular college, but right now I've been on a hiatus probably about 8 weeks now, almost 8 weeks now. So I said, you know what, let me kind of talk to my career transitioners out there as well, because a lot of people, matter of fact, one of the ladies that is in the same accountability group that I'm in was talking about that she was just notified that she would be downsized. So it wasn't unknown. It's always good if you can get a heads up that you're about to be downsized, because a lot of people go through downsizing and they got to the building and the building was on lockdown. Okay, so a lot of people have gone through that, but she's getting like a couple of notices. They say, okay, this is the date that you get in this one, then your final day is going to be June 30th or whatever it was. So I responded to the post that she had on there and made me think, okay, let me do a career twist one today. So those of you all who are out there going through a career transition, about to go through a downsizing, that you are aware of that you're about to go through a downsizing, or if you wasn't aware, if you just kind of got sideswiped, hate to say it like that, but if you just kind of got sideswiped and didn't know a pink slip was coming, this will still apply to you as well, because in a career transition, it doesn't necessarily have to be devastating, but it may be devastating to that person that's being affected by it, because not everybody has gone through a job loss. Not everybody has gone through a job transition. I have gone through several in my career. I told you guys that I'd be 50 this year. So I've experienced a few things, okay, in those 50 years. All right. So in the downsizing and career transition, I know I've been through at least two or three of them myself. And they were not the most comfortable things to go through, even with my HR background, understanding how things work and everything. Even whether you know it or not that it's coming, it can still be devastating to that particular individual. So there's no judging there. Okay. But I did want to give you a couple of things and even give you an exercise that you can do to kind of really wrap your mind around what your next steps will be. Yeah, you can be too close. Exactly right, V. Macmillan. Yeah, you can be too close. When you're in it, you don't necessarily see what someone on the outside may see. Hey, Darlene, thanks for coming in. Broken Silence. So, hey, Sabria. Hey, Sabria. You guys make sure that you share with your audience. I appreciate all the hearts. To my replayers, I appreciate your hearts as well. And when you share as well. So I recognize my replayers as well. Okay. So it's not always a perfect timing. You may not have had, your bank account build up. You may not have had, maybe a contingency plan in place. Again, whether you knew the downsizing was coming or not, sometimes we're just caught off guard and life happens. So don't beat yourself up about that. As many times I've been in this situation where it's like, oh, my bank account don't say what I needed to say, but yet I am always sustained. Okay. So you have to go in it with a different mindset. Now, again, people who have never experienced it before may be more devastated than those of us who have been through it, a few times and kind of know how to readjust ourselves. Right. And sometimes you have to get in survival mode until you can get back into thriving mode. All right. So I jotted down a couple of things, but I really know this by heart because I've been through it a lot. Thanks for sharing, guys. Thanks for being on here in the middle of your Memorial weekend, okay, Memorial Day. So I appreciate that, and I don't take it lightly. So if you're going through a career transition, thanks for subscribing, Sabria. You always on it, girl. So first of all, if you're going through that, the first thing I want you to do, a lot of times, a lot of people think the first thing that you do is do a resume. Stop. That is not the first thing you do when you go through a career transition. Now, it's not saying that you won't think about it, okay? But what I want you to do is first acknowledge what has happened. I want you to acknowledge what has, yes, Sabria, pop up the hearts, pop up the hearts. Sabria's my cheerleader when she get on here. So I want you to acknowledge what has happened, because sometimes there is a grieving process that you go through even with losing a job. Because where do we spend most of our time, everybody? We spend most of our time on a job or in some kind of, career position that we're in. We spend most of our time on the job. And if we're not on the job, what are we doing? We're probably sleeping. Okay, so, we get in this routine when we're on a regular job. We have some consistency going there and all that kind of stuff. So my first time on your scope. Welcome, Project Queen. Welcome, 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 welcome. I appreciate you being here. Okay. So acknowledge what has happened. And if there's a grieving process, your grieving process may be you just get mad one day and just, go off inside your house by yourself or whatever. And then you shake it off and you're ready to go. Another person's grieving process may be they actually need to physically release it through tears. Whatever your grieving process is for losing a job, first of all, acknowledge it. Don't ignore it. Acknowledge it. Feel it. Breathe through it. Let it go. And then begin to craft a strategy for yourself. Okay. Make sense, everybody? Thanks for being on here, guys. Okay. Then after you've acknowledged it, allowed yourself to grieve over it for a day or two, don't get hung up in it, but go ahead and give yourself permission to do it. A lot of people say, oh, just suck it up. No, this is not a death. I would say a grieving. No, there actually is a grieving process when somebody loses a job, especially if my screen keeps freezing. Oh, I'm sorry, Project Queen. Especially if you've never been through a downsizing or been fired before. Okay. All right. So after you've acknowledged it, that's number one, acknowledged it, grieve through it for a couple of days, let it go, begin to sit down with a pen and paper. I told you I love all this technology, guys, but I'm a pen and paper kind of gal. All right. Take a pen and paper and begin to think about what it is that you know. What are your skills? What are your talents? What is your know-how? What are your gifts? Okay. Everybody has a skill, a talent, a know-how, and gifts. Everybody. The thing is, now you have to really tap into it and take a step back, pause for a moment and wrap your mind around what is going on. Okay. Sit down with a pen and paper, a good legal pad. All right. And begin to write out what it is that you know how to do. See, because when we're inside of a job for so long, we forget what we know because we get in a routine. We get on automatic. You know, in that job, we know how to do this. Confidence created. Thanks for joining the room. Yes, especially if you've been on that job for a long time. It sets your skills. Exactly, Variant. I have a sister who just retired last year. My oldest sister just turned 60, but she retired last year at 59, 40 years in the same job. She had not had another job. She started that job at 19, retired 40 years at the hospital, at our trauma hospital that we have in Memphis called the Med. Okay. 40 years. So she was still young enough to come out and begin to just, think about what the next season of her life is going to be besides being a grandmother. Okay. So, but that's the only job she ever knew. So with having a younger sister who has had several different employers, but basically in the same field, she almost couldn't relate. It's like, okay, what are you doing now? Well, I'm transitioning to another role, or the company has downsized me again, or whatever it was. So people who have been in a job for a long time, a lot of times have not written a resume in a long time, have not assessed their skills in a long time, and they've been in a routine. You've been in a routine. So you need to step back and pause and actually assess where you are. So let me give you an exercise, okay? This is an exercise I did. I was teaching somebody. I went to speak somewhere in Chattanooga for the eWomen Network. And I said, let me give you an exercise you can do. So get your pen and paper out. All right. For those of you who are hanging with me, I'm trying to make it short because I know you're in the middle of your Memorial Day. For those of you who just joined, my name is Delmar Johnson. I'm the president of Delmar Johnson Enterprise, and I'm your chief HR brain with HRBrainForHire.com. I appreciate you being here today on the holiday. So let me give you this exercise. On your legal pad, I want you to do make 4 columns. Okay. I'm very dramatic, y'all. So I had to play out the role. Do 4 columns, okay? In the first column, I want you to say what all your past titles were. Writing so will give hearts when finished. Okay, thank you. Yes, pump it up after you get it right. In your first column, you're gonna make 4 columns on your legal pad, right? So you may want to, turn it horizontal so you can write a little bit more. The first column, put all your past titles, and that's more than just your titles on your job. If you have been a mother, if you have been a caregiver, if you have been, what's another title that we do in life? If you've been, I don't know what it is, a taxi cab driver, whatever you've been that had a title to it, I want you to put it down. So if you've been an office manager, if you've been, some executive, if you've been a researcher, if you've been, what else? If you've been an HR person, if you've been whatever it is, if you've been a mentor, if you've been a coach, whatever your titles have been that you have operated in, whether you was being paid for it or not, okay? I want you to write it down. All right. That's your first column. Your second column, identify the skills and know-how and talents that you acquired in those titles, and what you operated. Thanks for coming into the room, Shaquilla Freer. Okay. The second column is going to be identify those skills, your know-how and talents that you acquired and extracted out of how you operated in those titles. And y'all get that? So think about the skills, the talents, and everything that you developed, that evolved, that you acquired in those titles and doing those positions. Now, again, even in your personal life titles like caregiver, mother, daughter, whatever title you've had. All right. We've all had a whole lot of titles. All right. Third column, identify. Ooh, I can't read my writing, y'all. In the third column, I want you to put down what skills are transferable. What skills that you identify in the second column. In the third column, I want you to identify what skills are truly transferable. Okay? What are transferable skills, Delmar? Transferable skills are those things that can be applied to another position. That can concretely be applied to another position. Okay? So that's the third column, right? Your transferable skills. So identify those skills. It could be organizational skills. It could be time management skills. It could be administrative skills. It could be coordination skills. It could be project management skills. Whatever those skills are that's transferable, put that in the third column. In the fourth column, identify positions that require those transferable skills. See, a lot of people get hung up on titles. And that's why I started you off with titles. A lot of people get hung up on titles, but in the fourth column, you're going to identify new jobs based on what's required for that job. And then attach the title to it. So if you have project management skills, you may not be going directly after a title that says project management specialist or something like that. You have to identify what the required skills are in a position, and then you can attach a title to it. Does that make sense, everybody? Because people get hung up on titles. Look at what is required. You guys still there? Thanks for the hearts. You guys understand that? Do I need to repeat that? Where you guys at? Where you guys at? Where you guys at? Good exercise. Thank you, V. McMillan. I appreciate it. So everybody got that exercise. Everybody wrote that down that needed to write that down. Repeat the last one. Okay. After you've done the third column of identify what the transferable skills are, the fourth column is identify a new position that those skills could be transferred to. All right. So you may look, and a lot of times, when we're looking for jobs, we have to look up by the title, online. That's all well and good. So if you're looking at the title, I want you to look more specifically at what is required, because you may have never had that title before, but you have the skill set. Make sense? You have the skill set, but you may have not had the title. Excuse me, my bug is in my car. Is that what? Did everybody understand that? I appreciate you guys hopping in. Yeah, skill set, but not title. Yeah, like a lot of times you may have to, when you're looking up on jobs online and stuff, you may have to look by title, but I really want you to zone in on what were the requirements for the skills and qualifications that job is asking for, because you may not have previously had that title before. Yes, keywords. That's the key. Keywords. Skill assessment would be a good annual exercise. Exactly. Now, that's just your own personal exercise that I gave you. There's skill assessments out there, like with Strength Finders, with Myers-Briggs. Has a personality and career assessment. So I like Strength Finders. I believe it's strengthfinders.com or .org. But if you Google it, Strength Finders, that's a great assessment. And I've done it a couple of times. My last one just kind of really nailed me. It's like, wow. It's like, yep, that's me. That's me. So doing an annual self-assessment is always good. Yep, I've done that. Yeah, I like Strength Finders. I hadn't done a Myers-Briggs in years, but yeah, the last one I did a couple of years ago was Strength Finders. So, yeah, your title. Number 1 was your title. Number 2, skills you acquired from your title. Number 3, your transferable skills, and then identify a new position that those transferable skills can actually transfer to. Okay. Hope I get it. You can reach out to me. Just send me a message on Facebook. On Facebook, you can contact me at HR Brain for Hire, on Twitter, and of course on Periscope. Here, my handle is at HR Brain for Hire. So I'm very easy to find on social media, Facebook and Twitter. Obviously, Periscope here on a daily basis. I'm outside, so I can't write it down. Okay, no worry. Just go back through the replay. Go back through the replay, and then you'll be able to, write it down at your own pace. All right. Anybody have any questions before I hop off of here? Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for your hearts. I appreciate you. By the way, I will let you know if you are going through this transition and you do need a professional resume done. I do have a summer special going on right now on my site, hrbrainforhire.com. Just click on store, and I have a $100 resume and cover letter special going on right now. So definitely take advantage of it, because it's not going to last for very long. I've had it out there for a couple of weeks now, but I think I'm going to let it ride for for the next few weeks through the summer. So make sure you go check that out, hrbrainforhire.com. I usually start at $150, so you're saving almost $100 on what I'm doing, okay, for my cover letter and my resume. Screenshot this. And yes, learn as much as you can. I didn't catch all of that. Become highly valuable. Yes, become highly valuable. Yes. Don't depend on Pookie and them to do your resume. Don't depend on Pookie and them to do your resume. Take advantage of this $100 because once it goes away, it's going to be gone probably until next summer. I try to run it at least twice a year. Some jobs get threatened when you are too eager to learn more. Exactly. And usually when you're in the employment of an employer like that, I don't know. I hadn't been in that kind of employment arrangement in a very long time where people are, whether the employer or somebody around you or your manager or whatever is, not inclined for their employees to be empowered. I don't want to ever work with a company, whether it's in education or whatever I decide to do next. I don't want to work with a company where they don't want their people to be empowered. That doesn't make sense to me. Anybody else have any questions or any comments? Again, I am Delmar Johnson, your Chief HR Brain, because some people just actually came in with hrbrainforhire.com. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, because like I said, I get to talk and I get so excited about talking about this kind of stuff. But I do have an HR background, 22 years in HR in corporate and small business and entrepreneurial communities. I actually took my years out of corporate America and transferred them, transferable skills, transferred them. What it said, don't talk too much. What? I don't know what that was. Yes, catch the replay. But I took my years of corporate experience and brought it into the entrepreneur and small business community. I have a master's degree in organizational management, human resources, and it's what I like. My phone kept freezing. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of people are having to rejoin. Yeah, don't talk too much about your personal life at work. Exactly. Because work is work. And, sometimes you have some camaraderie, with some people that you may wind up, just talking about, lightly what's going on in your life, but you don't want to talk too much about your personal life on your job. You may wind up just having a camaraderie with a one-on-one person or a couple of people, that you may just share your life with sometimes. But when you're at work, just try to be in that zone. Just try to be in that zone. Because everybody doesn't need to know what's going on in your life, whether you have an entrepreneur adventure on the side, or you're trying to build your empire on the side, where you're a private investor. That's what a job is, for those of us in the entrepreneur world. I love collaborating with HR pros. Yes, collaborate with it. Reach out to me, Project Queen. I'm so glad you hopped on here. Reach out to me. Let me know what you're all about. But connect with me. I also want to invite you all, as I close, to connect with me in my group, Decide, Shift, and Elevate, where we're pushing forward in life, career, and business. So it's Decide, Shift, and Elevate on Facebook. You can click to ask to join, and I will vet you and bring you on into the group. How about that? Yes, definitely follow me. Project Queen, I'll follow you as well, and maybe we can have a conversation. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Memorial weekend. Don't forget about the resume special that's going on right now. It's $100. My website is hrbrainforhire.com. Just click the store and click on the $100 special, and I will be happy to help you. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to run in the store and get what I need to get, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.